How you doing, lads? Just gonna post this to Twitter. 1 second. How you doing, guys? AC, how are you, man? Yeah, I haven't been live that often lately, as I'm sure you're aware. Thought I'd jump on for a bit of a chat about what's going on. Might let a few more people rock up. The market's been sleeping still. I think with Bitcoin here, this little bump up, I'm not sure what that was all about, but it's given it all back almost, hasn't it? It's come back under 30k. This is the range of that stretch there. See how many days that is. So we entered this range back here, so it's been a good 23 days in the range, almost a month. So yeah, still accumulation, I suppose. Just gonna look back. Let me delete this. So the range there, I mean, if you were lucky to buy down here and sell up here, that's a 21% gain in the space of just, 20 something odd days. So that's not too bad. So yeah, let me get the invite link for Discord. I think there's a way that I can get it up in here if I just go like this. The bot should bring it in. Fingers crossed. Just see what's in the description for the stream. If I hit edit, it might let me get to the part in the description. There we go. Is there a link to the Discord in here? Yeah, this should be it here. Does this not work? Discord.gg/crypto-down-under. Let me turn the music down a touch. That might be a bit better. Okay, let me just get a straight up invite direct from the Discord itself. I mean, okay, here we go, create invite. This one should work. Okay. I'll have to fix that up. There should be a static link where it just stays permanently as Crypto Down Under, but doesn't seem to be doing it. Custom invite link. Okay, yeah. I can't do it at the moment because I'm not boosted. The Discord's not boosted, so it's just gonna be a random code that I have to keep updating. So that's all good though. I'll update it in the description of this as well, just in case you're not in the Discord. Not much is happening in the Discord at the moment. It's been pretty quiet. Mainly because I haven't been in there, I think. Yeah, so yesterday, well, the day before yesterday looked pretty promising with this huge green candle here. I thought, hanging on a minute, there's some action, like we've broken resistance of, if I go to the 4-hour chart, we were working off this kind of resistance maybe here, or even like here. We broke through all that, but now we're back underneath it, so it was kind of like a bit of a fake out in a way, I guess you could say. Makes you think a lot of people would have got excited and bought during this sort of flat period here, thinking that, oh yeah, it's going to be the start of a new run. But lo and behold, we're back down under 30. So, and everyone knows what happens when Bitcoin struggles is the rest of the market seems to react to that as well. Everything takes a hit, even the altcoin. Well, the altcoins take a hit. So let's check out Doge as well. Still above the lowest low after last year's bull run. Just gonna put in like a support line here. That's the lowest point. So yep, this thing's back into this range here, this territory. More than a year ago, we were in that range, so damn, Doge had a wild 2021. It was just insane. See, this kind of activity, I'm not saying it's going to be Doge, but that kind of activity happens again. Like it's just a part of a cycle. All of the money flows back into the market after a long and boring accumulation phase, which is similar to what this is here, what this is all here. That's all just accumulation. So, you know, it's basically the back end of a bear market. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. So this thing could travel, you know, sideways for some time. Like it could go well into next year before we see any, you know, bull run. Just based off past performance, like how it's been behaving in the past. So a good thing to do is keep your eye on the MACD. We go to the this is the lowest it's sort of fallen on the MACD, at least with this Binance chart anyway. Let me check a different server, or different, sorry, exchange. 1 second. Wow, look at all these pairs that got delisted. Oh, that's BTC Binance. I think all my BTC things are in here. Coinbase. I'll try to get Bitstamp because that one has a lot of history on it. Yeah, here we go. Put the logarithmic scale on. So yeah, like in all of the history of Bitcoin here, you can see the MACD has never traveled this low. It's always been at least, you know, up here on the lows. So for it to come down this far, it's pretty dramatic. There's probably a good explanation for that, but I'm not technical enough to explain it. I guess the higher up it's grown, any changes to the downside are going to be really dramatic on the MACD potentially. Maybe that's what it's doing there. So it's moving average of convergence and divergence. So there's quite a wild swing down at the moment. So there has to be a point where this bottoms out and levels out, like plateaus. It could be around right here, 30K. This could be the, you know, the lowest point for Bitcoin moving forward. But remember, we've got that huge gap between 20K and 30K. This has not been revisited. This area, like between this high and these supports here, there's just like all this area here that hasn't sort of, price hasn't really come back down to test. There's a little bit of a test there, but that's not even quite halfway back down there between the 30 and 20. So yeah, you could see a bit more action, you know, as things progress. Like we might hit 20 and it might find support. Just have to be open to all the possibilities. But either way, if you're dollar cost averaging, you know, buying every now and then at this level, that's a decent strategy, because the whole point of dollar cost average is you don't know what the future holds. So you're just preparing on average, you're buying in. You know, obviously we're on the back end of a massive sell-off. So, you know, how much more selling could there be? If you weren't selling like through this fall here, why would you be selling? Like, why would you delay it to all down here? You're losing so much money. Like, so I think the people that hold, or people that tend to hold the most Bitcoin, usually know what they're doing somewhat, because they got it through trading. So they would know, okay, we don't sort of sell it, you know, through an accumulation phase, like when things have already bled out dramatically. They were the ones that, you know, the smart monies per se, they're the ones that sell it through the highs of the market, the all-time highs. You know, that's when the selling happens, or the distribution. Let me just edit this all-time high here. So, I wonder what's going to happen now. It's really hard to say, because you don't know what's around the corner in world news, you know. The whole Russia-Ukraine thing sent markets in a spin. Like, Bitcoin didn't, like crypto didn't know where it was wanted to be. Like, it was all over the place. Like all this period here, early 2022. First quarter, Q1. So, yeah, there's not much to say really, other than do some research on dollar cost averaging and understand the benefit of that and how it works. And, you know, it's a strategy that you employ to overcome needing to know what happens in the future. Like, it's, you don't. It's all about admitting that no one knows what's going to happen. Especially everyday people like you and me. Well, unless you're a whale that manipulates the market and that has enough money to push the market around. But yeah, if you're just a retail trader or investor, then yeah, we have no influence over the market. We're just one of many that drive the market. So yeah, the prediction game is anyone's guess. So yeah, dollar cost averaging is just a really good investment type strategy that's quite popular. Just picking up a bit here and there where you can. This is not financial advice. This is just talking about strategies. But yeah, definitely do a bit of research on that. Do some research on market cycles. It's really easy to fall into the trap that after something like this happening, you feel like, oh, crypto's worthless. Like, I'm not going to invest in this. It's never going to come back. People had the same feelings back here, even at the COVID outbreak, like when things were just bombing out. Everyone loses hope in any kind of future, but, give it time and then these bull rallies happen. They do. It's like the tide. Tide goes out, tide comes in, The money doesn't disappear. So any wealth on the planet, it doesn't disappear. It doesn't get destroyed. It's just shifted somewhere else. It's just waiting in another place. So at the moment, it's been pulled out of the crypto market. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it has been pulled out, as you can see. And we're just waiting for that reaccumulation to finish, which is what the smart money is doing. Like, they're buying as it's getting cheaper and cheaper. They're accumulating in preparation for the next cycle, the next bull cycle, where they can distribute it, sell it to the people that heard about it a week ago and they're buying it as it's coming up. They're selling it to those people, and it's not one person. It's an entire population of new retail money that are just buying it in hopes that they're going to make riches in like a couple of days. Like, you can get lucky, like buying and selling, like trading in the heat of it, and we all did last year. You got to be careful. If you're investing though, yeah, that's the safer way to play it. Obviously, investing's much easier than trading. Trading is full of emotion. Investing doesn't require emotion, just strategy, just logic and strategy. That it's just everything's slowed down to a pace that where using something like dollar cost averaging is a powerful tool. With trading, there's it's things are happening so fast, especially in crypto, that you're taking on so much risk, especially if you're using leverage, like futures trading, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's certainly nothing wrong with trading. It's a fun sort of practice to learn and try and master. It's more so like you learning how to overcome your own emotions, not so much learning how to overcome the market. It's more so your own, panic or greed that you're trying to overcome and master. So, yeah, definitely look into dollar cost averaging if you're, if you want something to do in this market. It would be, in my opinion, is accumulate, but yeah, if you're just hanging out, if you've got bags like if you've got bags in altcoins that are up here, and you're just waiting for the market to recover and revisit the all-time high, if not surpass it, which is likely. I mean, it's the economy, the global economy, not just in crypto, but every market and everything is always on a gradual rise. as, you know, industries expand, population grows, countries develop, you know, it just generates more money. Like it generates more wealth, more. So over time, markets, unless it's like an asset or a stock or something that has some kind of flaw, like kind of like what Luna had, right? um, yeah, unless it's something that doesn't have a future, then it should grow. Like, you know, like that's what we've seen in the past with most, like a lot of stocks that have stood the test of time, and just markets in general, like the Dow Jones and the S&P 500, which is an index of the 500 top companies in the US. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to keep rehashing every time I do a stream, until we get out of this accumulation phase, I suppose. But yeah, there's nothing to worry about. It's just another part of the cycle. Nothing to get concerned about. It's just very healthy and normal for crypto, at least. Anyway, these dramatic losses, like these massive sell-offs, I've seen them before. Yeah, if it drops even further, that's only good news for people that are accumulating, right? But it's like the fall from here to down here, that money was never solid to begin with. Like that value that pumped Bitcoin up to this height, that was never permanent money. You know, it was never in for the long game. The money that pumped it from 20k to 30k is a bit more solid. Like it's a bit more concrete, and that's why, at least for now, this support is holding at around the high 20s. You know, and you know, let's just say 30k. So yeah, that area, that zone is currently our foundation, you could say. That's our bedrock. If you look in the past, like back when we were at 20k, what was the old bedrock? We were bottoming out here after that 20k bull run. So the new foundation went from the old all-time high here up to the new supports here. So that zone there was the new, like, money that wasn't budging, basically. So if I turn off the logarithmic scale, you can see how dramatic that is when you turn log off. But yeah, so between here and up here, perhaps that is where this new investment in Bitcoin is staying put. Like, this is the new money that's come in and is not moving. If it all sells off, like, that basically means any gains Bitcoin made in the last bull run, none of that money was ever going to be permanent or held permanently in Bitcoin. But yeah, I would be very surprised if we revisited numbers below 20. That would be surprising, because that just means that any of the gains that were made in Bitcoin's overall value were completely just handed right back. Like, everyone gave up on it. But we'll just have to see what happens. It's very hard to predict these things. Like, anyone that's throwing predictions around, like, it's their prediction is as good as your one, to be honest. Like, yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion. Anyone that sort of tries to forecast what's going to happen, like, yeah. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's too much more to talk about. Let me check this is what was the top 20 when I made this list. Who knows if they're still in that arrangement, but BNB, wow, that's come real far down. Binance coin, $300, and it made it up to like almost 700. That's pretty dramatic. So what about Ethereum? Yeah, Ethereum, damn, very cheap. Still above the old all-time high, but it's not a hell of a way off revisiting that. What was that old all-time high? 1440. Okay, I'm gonna mark that just so I can keep an eye on it. We'll make it blue. Yeah, that's not far off, hey. American Crypto Monster, how you doing, man? DC Woodworking, AC. You guys are OGs. Pretty sure a lot of you of all you 41 people, you guys are all OGs as well from last year. Rockchain, thanks for the super chat, dude. Udaman R, thanks for your stream. By the way, I was Sunnysides and I watched your stream last summer. Ah, well, welcome back, Sunnysides. And thank you for the super chat there. Appreciate that. But yeah, damn, Ethereum. If you believe in Ethereum long term, this is awesome. Like, this is great accumulating as it's, you know, hemorrhaging, as it's bleeding out. So other big ones that we got here. ADA. That's something I haven't done in a while, is the Fibonacci kind of. If we go back to Bitcoin, yeah, ADA's had quite a fall, hasn't it? Let me go back to Bitcoin here. The low to the high. Look at that. So from the COVID low of Bitcoin to the all-time high, 69,000. Check out where Bitcoin found support. Look how violent that bounce was off the golden, in that golden pocket, that support zone. Damn. It's like clockwork, hey? Now, if we want to find resistance, if we're going to say that this is if 26,600 is the bottom for Bitcoin, let's find out what kind of resistances we're going to be working with going forward. So to find that out, you go top to bottom, not bottom to top. And these are the numbers I'm getting on this chart here. So resistance at this area, which is, it sort of makes sense because there was a heavy resistance here in the past. There was you could say a little bit there, but that's going to be a future challenge to get above, 53,000, the low 50s basically, just this area here. As well as, of course, these. But usually that golden ratio, if you're a Fibonacci believer, Fibonacci retracement, that's the one to get above, or that's the one to try and break to, to move up to those higher figures, and retest the all-time high. Yeah, usually there's a lot of action or activity off that golden pocket between the 618 and the 65. I like that. They're fibs, but they do not lie. That's it. So yeah, if someone says they're stacking Solana this summer, well, I don't think that's a terrible idea. That's actually it's quite interesting. I remember in the height of the bull market, I was singing the praises of Solana, and I still think that it's gonna do well. So keep your eye on it in the next bull run. It's sold off dramatically. Wow. If it's to come up to its all-time high again at some point in the future, from here, that's a 540% gain. So yeah, this will be one to watch. Like, it might not happen next year, it might not happen the year after, but eventually, if you're a believer in Solana long term, and you think they're not just like a project that's going to crash and burn because they ran out of money, and ideas. Sorry, my dog's coughing. Second. Good boy. Okay. So yeah, if you think it's got a future, then there's a lot of gain or a lot of recovery to be made. Yeah, pretty much a hairball. But yeah, it's a long way back up. But this is a good example that it can happen. And by the way, obviously there's no guarantees. There's not even a guarantee for Bitcoin, the strongest, the most trusted crypto out there. There is no guarantee. Even in traditional markets, there's no guarantee of them doing well either. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Like, who knows what? Some things go down and never come back, and especially with altcoins. So you've got to be careful in what you're accumulating, like which ones you are backing to have a future. I know there's a lot of Doge fans out there, but I'm not going to say for or against it. Like, you do what you want to do, but just be aware that just because it had this crazy performance last year doesn't necessarily mean it's going to repeat that again. So be careful and have a strategy or a plan to to protect yourself in case this doesn't come back. The good thing about accumulating at the bottom of a market, like when things have sold off for some time, is that it's already down. Like, it can't fall further. Like, or if it does fall again, like, it's at least the loss isn't going to be as severe as if you were to buy it at the top of a bull market and then sell it all the way down there. So accumulating at the right times, like, it's all about timing when you're investing. So accumulate here and here. So, sorry, I just lost my audio for a minute there. When the market goes flat and boring like this and everything slows down, that is a sign that it's safer to accumulate compared to, say, up here where it's all very dramatic. The volatility is just all over the place. You don't accumulate in that kind of condition, that market condition. You wait for it to bottom out, wait for all that euphoric money, because this was all euphoria, this was all hype. Just got to wait for that hype money to bleed out again, and then so the cycle continues and repeats. Let me go back to that other history chart, long history chart. I think it's Bitstamp. There is a better one that shows. Shh. Come on. I don't know if their barking comes through on the mic. Can you guys hear dogs barking when they bark? Hopefully not. A little bit, yeah. So, all right, let me just turn my noise removal out. All right, good. Excellent. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, accumulation. So yeah, let me get a different color for this pen. Get red. Get an obvious line. So at the height of a market, there's a sell-off. Every time there's a new high, there has to be profit taking and selling off. We actually saw a small bear, like you could argue a small bear market here, which recovered within the same year. Like that's how dramatic last year was. But yeah, we're just seeing another one of these red sell-off phases. But guess what? In the history of Bitcoin and crypto in general, there's been a hell of a lot of bull cycles as well. Like, they happen. So don't fret. There is a future with crypto, I think. We just have to be patient and wait for it to happen. I don't know how long, no one really knows how long this sell-off is going to last, but there will be an end to it, And, there might even be a plateau that lasts for a while as well, where it sells off but doesn't really do much for, months on end. So you got to prepare for that too, I suppose. But it's only a good thing because it gives you more time to accumulate, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Scott, how you doing, man? Monica, missed you too. Thanks for jumping back in the stream. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Dogecoin. Let's see if we'll see if we get anything close to this to these prices. Let me change this up. Yeah, almost $1. It's insane. So if you're accumulating here and you expect it to recover at least back to all-time high, let's see what you stand to make in profit. Like almost 1,000%, so 820. Well, not quite 1,000, but you get the idea. The further this falls, if you're accumulating, as we all know, the further it falls, the better for buying, right? We want it cheapest as possibly it can be. It's only a good thing. Who wants to fill up their car and gas with expensive fuel? You fill it up when it's cheap. So yeah, don't stress about it going down. It's only a good thing when you're accumulating. But just remember, you've got to do your research. You've got to believe in its future. Like, does Doge have a future? Does Solana have a future? Does Ethereum and Bitcoin, do they have a future? Are they going to do this again like they've done it in the past. So yeah, that's sort of like the chance that you take when you participate in investing or trading for that matter as well. It's always a risk. Everything has a risk. You know, even in obviously traditional markets, like in the in the stock market, that's also a risk. Everything has risk. When you buy a house, when you buy property, there's risk in that as well. Like you don't know if the market's gonna bomb out, and maybe you bought at the top of the market crashes or goes down for some time, and potentially doesn't recover for quite a while. So you feel like, oh well, yeah, there's no certainty with anything really, but things have different risk profiles. Crypto is generally considered very risky. Like it's a lot of the traditional investors and things don't touch it at all because it's just they don't know enough about it. But if you've got a large appetite for risk, it's a very attractive market to get in on, I suppose. So yeah, let's see what happens. What other interesting coins were there this year or last year? There was all like the gaming tokens, like Axis Infinity. We turn log off. Logarithmic scale off. Yeah, that's awesome, Mike. So that's come right back down to the levels that people wish they bought it at. When at this time last year, people wish they had bought Axis like down here, right? But guess what? It's down here again. And do you think they're buying it? Probably not. That's the psychology of retail. There's a lot of people that probably turn their back on crypto, like they go, oh, that party's over. I'm just going to give up on it now. But it's the time to pay attention the most is when things are low and cheap. So the biggest question you have to ask yourself before you get in on any altcoins is it going to be worth something in the next bull market? Is it going to perform? Because a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't actually pick back up to old all-time highs. But yeah, just do your research. There's a lot of great YouTube channels that do the fundamental analysis, which is actually looking at the project and seeing if it's worth anything, and sort of shit testing, for lack of a better term, just to make sure that the team is legitimate and that's not just some like scheme to make money during a bull market. So you'll see a lot of projects come and go simply to take advantage of the hype train, because it's fast money. If you make a project that has all this promise, they can make millions of dollars in just a few months, like, or even less, just from hype, just from so yeah, just be careful of what you're putting your money behind, of what you're backing. Yeah, Chili's is another one, isn't it? A gaming token. So yeah, if you think Chili's has a future, that's we're just looking at all these alts that have potential to do really well, in the new bull market, whenever that may come. So accumulation is should be the word of the year, really. But here we are. So, oh yeah, here's a good example. A lot of people are saying Luna, Luna, Luna. See if I've got because I know they brought it back. Yeah, here we go. This is Binance. Binance relisted it after delisting it. They brought it back for their BUSD pairing. I can't, like, Luna got above $100, I think. Did it? Something like that. And here it is at $6.64. It's called Lunk, L-U-N-C. One way to check it is to go coin market cap. Luna Terra. The original Terra has been rebranded to Terra Classic. Oh, you're right. So that must be that L-U-N-C. But yeah, damn. If I go all, this is all the history of Luna. So it was only like really born this, well, wait, is this right? Let me see. Did it come out? Luna. Anyway, let me see. L-U-N-C. Classic. It's all this red writing. It scares me. Wow. That's crazy. Well, if you think it's got a future, then best of luck, but be careful. That's all I can say. Who's on the leaderboard at this point in time? We've got... Okay, makes sense. USDC, wow, that's come up out of nowhere. I guess because everyone's sitting in stable coins at the moment, like USDC and USDT, as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum. But, yeah, damn. Wow, XRP, that shot back up. It's now number 6. ADA, Solana's still top 10, that's cool. Doge is 10th, wow. Interesting. Shiba. Matic. I remember Litecoin back in the day, back in 2018, 2017, people were thinking, oh yeah, Litecoin's assured, it's gonna be a good future crypto, like, you know, it's got a bright future, but yeah. It did okay here and there, but nah. Other projects came out and people lost interest in like the old Litecoin, I think. XLM. That's another thing. What's been happening with... I haven't been following XRP. Get back down here, XRP. Daily chart. I remember that. Almost getting to $2. That was very dramatic. That was awesome. I did a lot of good trading in that. But, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with that court case with XRP. But maybe it's ongoing. I haven't really checked on it. Thank you, Jeffrey. I miss you guys too. I miss the way it used to be last year. um, yeah, April last year. That was like the best time. We were all in the one community, all in the one Discord, and yeah, there's a lot of hype and energy in the but it comes and goes, doesn't it? With the market, it's like yeah, you pretty much pack up shop and you say, I'll see you in the next bull run. Or the community changes so dramatically, like you get personalities come and go, and yeah, Discord antics, all the Discord drama. There's a lot of people, I'm not going to name names, but a lot of people exist just for the Discord factor, I think. They just enjoy that. They don't really talk much about crypto. It's just all the Discord stuff. But yeah, I mean, Discord's an awesome platform for community and staying in touch with people and sharing ideas. So more power to it. That's about it. There's not too much more to talk about, hey? Hey, look, there's an Elon coin. Much like every other... Oh, yeah, ENJ, I think that's the other gaming coin, gaming crypto. NFT, is it? Yeah, NFT. Axes, Sandbox. Yeah, that did really well. Yeah, Jake, you nailed it. There's a reason it's called Discord. Exactly. Wow, what's this flow thing? I don't think I ever heard of that. Did I? I can't remember. I've got a bad memory. When did that come out? Okay. So it's always been there, it just it didn't do that crazy compared to the other, but for some reason it holds more market cap than any of the others at the moment. I just can't remember flow. Anyway. I remember Tezos, Sandbox, Axes, Theta, Pancake, Chili's, yeah, all these. Ring a bell. ENJ and Gala, yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, the NFT space, like, it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out in the next bull run. Is it going to have an even more dramatic growth than last time? But last year was the NFT. It was the year for NFTs, definitely. But yeah, it's not something I'm totally researched and clued up on, the NFT space. But yeah, I can see why it did well. And why it got popular. Everyone likes collectibles and art, right? But yeah, more like I'm all for it. If it does well, that's awesome. But I don't know much about it. All I've done is traded the ones that seem to be performing well last year. Anyway, pretty good turnout, 55 people. Didn't expect that. So thank you for showing up and showing your support for the channel. I know the channel has been, it's been in a bit of a bear market as well. It's like, along with the crypto, that's what happens. Like the YouTube channels seem to go quiet. There's nothing much to talk about, or there's not much of an audience to watch. But, this channel will be around. Like, I'm not going to ever close the channel. It's going to be around for the next time there's a huge bull run, and there's going to be an audience, and there's going to be a whole new wave of people that are brand new to crypto that need to learn or like want to know, you know, what the hell crypto is all about. So that's what, you know, this channel is going to be around for that, and as well as for you guys that the OGs, the originals. Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Spirit, $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Miss you too. But yeah, good luck to all of us, hey? Hopefully we all make some money. And you know, this time around, I think, you know, a fair few of you were probably new to crypto back here. Where was 2021? So this bull market, like of this run, you know, I don't doubt that a lot of you guys sort of came in like clued into crypto like during this, when you probably wish you did back here during this period. But the good thing is you're seeing an entire cycle play out. So we go up, we go down, we go, and we're, you know, the idea is that we go back up again. So when you're in this sort of area, the dip, you're in the trough, you know, you're in the valley. So there's peaks and valleys with markets, you know, like this. This is oversimplified, but a lot of people get into a market or into an asset or whatever during its peaks because it's exciting, euphoric, it's interesting, like everything's going up and making lots of people rich. But you got to hang around for these times, because this is where those people that got rich got in. They got in at the bottom. So this is usually where you buy. This is usually where you sell. Like, simplified, right? It's all logical, isn't it? So the sad thing is a lot of people don't pay attention in these times. And even me, I'm guilty of it too. Like when I was still learning crypto, I ignored it through this. Even through this, like even when Bitcoin bottomed out here, I was, whatever. I didn't really pay much attention, but now I know the nature of the cycle. After missing it 2 times, we're in a very important part of a market cycle, and that's the accumulation phase. So there we go. That's it. That's the best that's the most valuable information I can give you guys at the current moment. But yeah, do some research on dollar cost averaging and market cycles, and yeah, you'll get a good understanding for it. Next bull run, he's buying the Sydney Opera House. That'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't mind buying that. I don't know if it's for sale, but money talks. I'll make them an offer they can't refuse. XRP. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if XRP has much of a future as well. Hopefully. So we're here for the volatility. We're waiting for it to go volatile again and just really pick up, because the volume has turned right down. Waiting for that dramatic move, which could take months, if not years. But hey, you know, live your life. Don't sit around waiting for it to happen. Like, just, you know, don't forget to live your life and do stuff. You can keep an eye on the market, there's no problem with that, but yeah, just accumulate. And be patient. That's the key. Just be patient. This also, I mean, you could argue this still is like, it's just a low in an overall bull cycle. Like this is just a low point, just like back here and here. And that we're going to see a rise soon. That's the optimistic outlook. James Craig, $9.99. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hey, Rick, I came in at the peak with you back in the Discord in April of last year. I haven't left the market. I'm continuing to DCA, and the next run will be life-changing. Thanks, brother. You're welcome, James. Hang in there, and you know, just remember not to put in more than you're willing to lose, I suppose. Just be careful. But that's just an opinion. Obviously, there's no financial advice. Do what you want to do, but yeah, do your research. But yeah, it's good that you guys are keeping your finger on the pulse, and you're checking like what the market's doing, and understanding that this is all just part of a cycle, and it's gonna pass. This too shall pass. Just gonna see. Yeah, look, this one took a while. This one was what? There's 1 year. There's 2 years. It took 3 years for us to revisit $20,000 for Bitcoin. So if we've got 3 years ahead of us before we hit the $69,000 again for crypto, for Bitcoin, that's what? 2024, November 2024. So, yeah. Hopefully it's not that long, but we'll see. Prepare for it to be, you know, it could be 3 years, it could be 1 year, it could be 5, who knows? So this MACD is just a standard MACD, I'm pretty sure. Let me check the inputs. Yeah. 12 and 26. 9 for smoothing. I don't, you know, I have to revise these tools because I forget things. As I get older, I'm just forgetting more and more stuff that I've learned. But yeah, I would have to brush up on, you know, how it's been tuned. I think it's default, but let me check. I'm just gonna hit reset. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just default. Reset settings. Yeah. The appearance might be different to default, but style. Yeah, that's just your standard MACD. Yeah. So what's another really good chart to look at? Let me see. I think the total market cap, total crypto. I got that under. I swear I used to have something called, oh, here we go, total. All-time high of $3 trillion. Back down to 1.2 trillion. So we're missing, you know, a good almost 2 trillion in the market. Oh, the stochastic RSI, yeah. So a MACD we've got a signal line and a MACD. So I believe, let me double check. See, I can't even remember which is which. Oh yeah, so MACD is blue. My signal line is orange. So the MACD, it's actually on a climb. Like if you look on the daily chart here, we're actually on a climb. So it'd be interesting to see if that actually gets up over the histogram here. But and remember, this is the total market. If we look on the weekly, yeah. You know, the good thing about MACD, it sort of shows you it's better to be buying or accumulating when your oscillators are on the low side, on the buy side. So everything below 0, so that's the 0, that's like your neutral line, right? But this is the buy side in basic terms, and this is the sell side in basic terms. So anything that exists above the histogram is usually, you know, when things peak, it's a selling period. So we're definitely in an accumulation phase, which means buying, long-term buying. So it doesn't mean you buy it and sell it in 3 hours. It means accumulation as in holding it for years on end, like waiting for the next bull market to top out. You get, where things are hitting all-time highs again, basically. So it's in preparation for that. So I'm sure, let's see, Bitcoin dominance. Let's see if that's back on the rise again. As the alts bleed out, Bitcoin regains footing on the market, but we'll see if it can get back above 50% dominance. It's probably quite possible. A fair amount of money is actually sitting in stable coins like Tether, USDC, BUSD. Like there's a lot of money sitting in those. And obviously a lot of money most of the money has completely left the crypto market and is probably in other things like stocks or something. But yeah, you just wait and see what happens when things flow back as they have in the past. No guarantees, of course, but anyway, I think I'm just rehashing everything I've said already, so I might just leave it at that. And once again, thanks for tuning in and joining me on the stream. I do have a Discord channel. I'm not in it that much anymore these days, but it is there if you want to join. There's a link to it in the description of this stream, and I'll see if I can jump on sometime in the near future if things change like dramatically. The reason I jumped on mainly was because I saw what Bitcoin has been doing. Let's see, which chart am I going to go for? Coinbase is fine. Yeah, I was going to actually do a stream because of this candle here. Like, it even got me excited, that candle. Like a 7.7% candle out of nowhere. It's like kind of exciting, but yeah. What have we got in direct response to that is 2 days later, it just gives it's given it all back, basically. So yeah, still accumulating. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one, and stay safe and do your research. Check out dollar cost averaging and market cycles. Research those topics. All right. Have a good one, guys, and stay safe. Bye.